Hello, my family. Tonight is our pantry challenge meal. We're actually going to have stuffed cabbage rolls, and I'm going to show you a few things that I'm using. I'm trying to keep it low carb too. Basically, I like to keep my husband's sugar level down, but I'm going to be incorporating a few things that I had mentioned to you about. But before I get there, I had to explain. And you can mention in the comments on this. It's now I have been actually showing videos of our pantry challenge meals for maybe about a week and a half now, maybe 2 weeks. But we literally started our pantry challenge a week before Christmas. So we have gone to Walmart a time or two to get a pack of salad mix, really small stuff. And I think since Christmas, we haven't really spent in food wise about $40, which is amazing. Well, for tonight's meal, I noticed that I needed to go get a pack of cream cheese and I needed some cabbage. Y'all, I'm telling you, when I got home, I had to sit down for a minute because I had such a sticker shock. I about lost it. We've got two local other stores besides Walmart. One's a mom and pop and one's a Save-A-Lot. So I went to the Save-A-Lot and I got my cabbage. It was like 67 cents a pound, but they had no cream cheese. And I'm thinking, what the heck? So they did have one that was a whip type, but that was like $2.99, and I'm sorry, I wasn't willing to spend that. I really didn't feel like going across town to go get a pack for $1.99 at Walmart. So I was trying to stay in my local area. So I decided to go over to the mom and pop store, and that's when sticker shock got me so bad. They had cream cheese, but their packs of cream cheese were like almost $3 for a pack. And I'm sorry, I could again went to Walmart for $1.99. That's still high. So I just thought I'd just look around, get some observance, because it's really been a while since I really shopped for much of anything. So I looked at Land O'Lakes butter. That butter was almost $8 for a pound of butter. Y'all, that's crazy. For an off-brand butter, $6. Now, I don't know about y'all, and I don't know where your prices are, and I'm kind of confused about this mom and pop store at this moment because I'm in Mississippi and I know everybody's rates are skyrocketing, but this has just been 3 weeks ago since the week before Christmas, and I cannot believe how fast these prices have risen. I literally came home, put up my cabbage and all that, and my cream cheese that I actually found, and I'll tell you where I found it, but I literally came home at this moment, being on this pantry challenge. I had to give thanks to the good Lord above to be able to do what we do, to be able to be as self-sustainable as we absolutely can. Y'all, this is a blessing more than you will ever know. And it comes down to, I will encourage you, I don't care if it's just a garden, grab a couple packs of seeds on your patio in grow pots. Please do what you can for yourselves. My heart is breaking for so many, not just for me right now, but for so many folks. I'm thinking of the elderly, and I'm thinking of those who don't have a lot. This is heartbreaking, extremely heartbreaking. So I could have chose to go to Walmart halfway across town and pick up just a package of cream cheese. So they have a new store they built here. It's a Family Dollar, Dollar General divided up store. I went in there and took a chance to see if I could find a package of cream cheese, and I did. I found a cream cheese baking mix or something like that. I've never used this. It was $1.50, so I'm going to experience something I've never done before. We'll see how this works. And it's basically for my cauliflower rice. So The bottom line of this, though, is it made me realize there was a point I got overwhelmed with this homestead, and I had to make a decision what I choose to do. And the more that I made my decision to keep going with what I'm doing, the better I feel. And I'm sorry about the photo bomb again. It's either her or hubby. I can't seem to stop this, y'all. No, you don't. Get down. So, anyways, I have made the right choice. I know I'm being led in the direction that I'm in. And the same goes for this channel. Y'all, I am so grateful to know that I'm actually being able to help so many of you. That warms my heart more than you will ever imagine, because I think as a community, we need to help each other. So I will do my ultimate best to keep continuing to put content that I'm hoping that helps so many. You know, a week, it was about a week or two after Thanksgiving, there was sales for butter, and I'm glad I did what I did. Now, I didn't go buy an abundance of it, but I bought like 6 pounds of butter, and I divided that in half. Some I put in my freezer, some I turned into ghee, so I had 2 different varieties of a fat I can use. I don't regret that. And I will say, watch for your sales. At this point, my number one goal, as high as even they are, my number one goal is Aldi's. I cannot wait when I do get to do my budget shopping. And right now, this is a budget. I only get what we need, and that is it. My main goal is to utilize everything we have here from this homestead. So I just get confirmation. But let me know what your areas are doing. Are you guys experiencing the same thing that I am here now? I mean, Lord, y'all, Lord. I'll get off of this subject. So we're going to go and prepare our meal. And before I do want to show you, I mentioned to you about the parish rice. And I really cannot tell you how these folks do this. It is low glycemic. Now, mind you, I only use a quarter of a cup dry, and it, according to the package, it is a high, but on the lower end compared to regular white rice. I don't have a package of white rice to compare the carbs to it, but a quarter cup dry is 34 grams of carbs. Now, when this constitutes and gets cooked, that's a half a cup. Now, my husband is not going to eat that whole entire half a cup in one sitting. How I use this rice is I will use it in a meal that gets expanded out. Such as tonight, I'm making cabbage rolls. So that half a cup cooked is going to be mixed in my meat mix for my cabbage rolls and distributed out per cabbage roll. So he doesn't get that full 34 grams content. But they do say that it is a low glycemic and a higher protein of 53%. With that, I'm also adding fiber, which is our cauliflower and our cabbage. So I kind of balance this out. But I wanted you to see, to me, this rice is rather scary because it cooks just like white rice. It looks and tastes just like white rice. I really have no idea how they're doing this, but in some ways it's also a blessing because we get to still use a source of rice that doesn't spike him like crazy. I have read the reviews when I went on the parish company. Many type 2 diabetics had said the same thing, that it doesn't spike them. But because of its carb content, I am leery, so I will moderate how much we use. And it's about $7 plus shipping for a 2-pound bag. And this will last us quite a bit the way I use it. So I'm going to show you, I cooked some up. I'm going to show you what this looks like. So I'm going to pause you for a minute and take you to the kitchen. So here is what this rice looks like. I mean, it looks just, let's see if I can get you over here. It looks just like rice, y'all. Now, what I did with this is I rinsed it first, just like I would if I had ordinary white rice like I used to. I rinsed this really good with cold water first. I added, because it was a quarter cup, I added half a cup of water, put it to a boil, bring it down, just cooked exactly like I did white rice. And this is what it looks like. I mean, you couldn't tell. That's why I said this stuff was kind of scary. And I used it the first time when I made my grandmother's stuffing, and it did not actually faze him all that bad. So it kind of baffles me. So I'm going to set you up in here, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. Okay, I'm going to start with my sauce first. When I did my pantry tour, I had showed you that I had like 3 quarts of tomato juice. I'm actually going to utilize this juice so it doesn't go to waste. I'm going to take this jar and I'm going to open this after I shake it up to mix up all that tomatoes. And then I'm actually going to mix some of this tomato powder with it to help thicken it up a bit and add more of that tomatoey flavor. So in a sense of this, I am actually making my own version of V8 juice. Now, I don't do like most people. They'll use tomato sauce. I like to use V8 juice in mine. So I'm going to use what I have in my pantry to recreate this. And it's going to be interesting, but I will be right back with the rest of the ingredients to show you how I'm going to do this. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you what my crazy self did. And I do get these crazy ideas. You guys will learn this over time. I start putting my head together, start doing my research on things, and I try to figure things out with I don't have. How can I make my own? I always do that, and I guess that's the reason why this homestead works as functional as it does, and why in my pantry challenge I can utilize everything that I have. So when I think of V8 juice, knowing I don't have any, I do have some tomato juice. So I started looking up the ingredients. What is in V8 juice? Well, it says that it has tomatoes, it has spinach, watercress, lettuce, celery, carrots, parsley, spinach, and beets. And then it has a few other things that, well, naturally I'm not going to have. So I started looking in my pantry, and I don't have any lettuce or watercress, don't really have any beets. But I do have powders of other sources. So this is a mixture that I had just made. I had some freeze-dried carrots, added some parsley, ran it through my coffee grinder really fine, and now I have a carrot parsley powdered mix. I have my tomato powder, so I can add that much boosting to that tomato flavor. I have some celery salt, because there is salt in that mix as well. So I've got celery salt combined. And I have some powdered spinach. So my crazy self is going to somewhat, not with the full ingredients, but at least most, recreate my own vegetable juice. So here's what we're going to do. Now, mind you, this is not one of those recipe type of nights. This is one like my mama's recipe. These are days that I just put things together. I scare myself in doing this sometimes because I don't know what the outcome is, but I also have to learn to trust myself. It's one of those things that I know I have a gift, but I don't have enough confidence in myself. So creating these meals like this teaches me to trust in the gift that was given to me, if that makes any sense. So I've got my base of my juice. Now I'm going to add some of these powders that I have and mix them all together. I need to find a measuring spoon. Okay, so I'm going to start out with just a little at a time. Go with a teaspoon. well, 2 teaspoons of my tomato powder. And probably 1 teaspoon of each of these others. So this is my carrot and parsley mix. I'm going to take that and mix this with it. I'm going to go with my celery salt. Mix this. And the celery salt, actually, that was created by dehydrating real celery. Yeah, the celery that I had purchased, I dehydrated it, powdered it down, and added salt. And I'm going to go with a teaspoon of my spinach. I'm going to take and mix all this up and heat this up. I'm going to get this area cleaned up, and I shall be right back with you. Okay, I have such a small space, I try to keep this clean. So I am currently mixing this up and heating this mixture up. I am going to test this as soon as I get all of these powders that are in here incorporated very well and everything is infused with no lumps and everything, so it all dissolves within this juice. The tomato juice just basically came from when I was canning tomatoes, so I just saved it and I canned it up and I decided to use it. And again, like I said, I wanted to know if I can recreate at least somewhat of a V8. So I am getting ready to test this and see what it tastes like. So here we go. Holy smokes, y'all. Wow. Okay. So, that's about as close as I'm going to get this. I saved myself so much money by doing this. It was crazy. Now, it's not exactly like the stores, but this is so close I can definitely deal with that. So, we're going to go on with the filling of it. I have 2 more quarts of this tomato juice. And now knowing what I know, I get this was a good ratio though for 1 quart. I may up some things and lower the others, but knowing this, that means I can take that V8 and see if I can't find a recipe using my own tomato juice to recreate this. Although I think I just did, so we'll see. That means I can drink some V8 though out of that, so I know what to do with the last 2 jars. So taking this rice that we made, I'm going to add this to, I've got 1 pound of hamburger and a 1/2 cup of cooked Parish low glycemic rice. I'm going to add some thyme leaves to this. About a teaspoon of thyme leaves. Some basil. Probably go a 1/2 teaspoon of basil. And salt and pepper to taste. And now I'm just going to mix this all up. I really have never been a spoon type of person, y'all. I usually just use my hands and everything because I believe it blends better. But I'm being good on this video, so I'm just going to blend all this up. I'm not using any other binders in this. I'm not adding breadcrumbs or nothing like that. All right. This is just about ready. All right, so I had pre-cooked or pre-parboiled my cabbage and took some of my leaves off already. So we're going to start rolling these, and then I'm going to add them to my sauce here that I made. And then this is just going to simmer and allow this to cook. So I have my parboiled cabbage rolls. I'll take my filling inside of it. And see if I can show you how. I like to take mine real simple. I fold it up like an envelope, bring in the two sides, take my end, tucking all these ends in, rolling it up. Beautiful, nice roll. So now I'm just going to drop it in here in my V8. And just continue to do this until all of this is used up. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this off, get these in here, and I will show you what we're going to be doing next. Okay, so we have got our cabbage rolls, and I'll bring you over there to see this, but we've got our cabbage rolls ready, and they're going to be going into cooking, covered. And before I cover it, let me set it up so you can see this over here. Okay, so here is our pot of stuffed cabbage rolls. Again, I like using V8. I love that flavor. Hubby came in from work, and I actually had him try this, and he said this was so close it actually surprised him. So that made me feel pretty good. So I know that these powders work. And if you remember in some of my videos back, I had mentioned about using those powders for families that has kids or significant others who don't like vegetables. You can incorporate these things in a way that most of the time they wouldn't even know it if you did it. So you did not hear that from me. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this up, allow this to cook, and I'm going to get ready for our cauliflower rice, because I am going to have this with our type of mashed potatoes. That has been a tradition in our family, so we used to have mashed potatoes, so I'm still going to, but however, I'm going to use cauliflower rice. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this, and as soon as everything is down to a point where I can show you next steps, I shall do that and be right back with you. That looks so pretty, y'all. Alright, we will be right back. Okay, so my cauliflower rice had been cooked up. I mashed it up with just a little bit, about an ounce and a half of cream cheese. I added a little bit of ranch seasoning mix to this. So these are our mashed potatoes. Our cabbage is now done. I am going to plate this up, show you what's for supper, and I shall bring you right back when this is plated. And there we have it. I have some of these where hubby will have some for lunch tomorrow. So this turned out absolutely amazing. So I am really happy that I recreated that. And that's the things that I'm learning to do this year. Recreating, being able to see how far I can go to create my own items that I may need, just like that V8. I really kind of actually amazed myself on this, so it's making me pursue that much more. So I hope you enjoyed this. We have another pantry meal down on the charts, and this one actually excited me. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you again. Until next time, honey, supper's done. And we will be back. God bless you all, and much love from Parton's Heritage Homestead.